So he says, Sumana, engage in the act of charity, because charity is what's going to give you whatever you give. Engage in the act of meritorious deeds, because it is your meritorious deeds that's going to help you have a comfortable life. He says, Deva Bhutasapi, Upakarani Punyani. Who is Deva Bhutasapi? Deva Bhutasa means the gods, the deities. The gods and the deities, it is merits that help them. See, have you not seen people who go to the gods and beseech them? Oh dear God, please help me, please look after me, please do what you can to keep me safe and sane. You know, if I were that God, I'd say, go and do some merits, you fool. Because it is merits that helps me. Right? So what are you asking me for? I can't protect you, I can't look after you, I can't do the things you're asking me to do. You go do your own merits, as I've done mine. See, here's the thing, right? If you are someone who understands these principles, ladies and gentlemen, you don't have to go beg, borrowing and stealing. You don't need to go begging. I mean, it's a very sorry sight to see a Buddhist, a proper Buddhist. And I don't mean a Buddhist because you are a Buddhist by birthright. I mean a Buddhist is someone who understands the truth about the world. It's a very sorry sight to see a Buddhist going and begging in the Devala. We are not meant to beg. We are disciples of the great Lord. We are disciples of the Buddha. Have you ever heard of the Buddha begging? The Devas and the Brahmas come to him for counsel. The Devas and the Brahmas come to him to get advice, to find out how to enjoy and receive and have more of the riches and the pleasures that they enjoy. They come to him for that advice and counsel. The great kings and the emperors have sought his advice and counsel on how to be a righteous king, on how to live and bring prosperity to their land and to their people. So why, as Buddhists, do we find ourselves begging at the Lord, at the feet of a God? If you feel you must do it, then it's okay. I've got nothing against that. But what I'm saying is, you don't have to. You don't have to. I mean, thank your parents. I think it makes more sense to do that than perhaps going and begging at the feet of a God. You don't have to borrow. You know, you don't have to go and make a deal with the gods. Hey, Mr. God, make me pass my exam and I'll make sure that you are fed for the rest of the month. Deals. Divine deals. You don't have to be like that. Come on, lift yourselves up from that. You don't have to be there. Because our teacher has taught us how to get anything we want. We don't have to go begging, we don't have to go borrowing, and we don't have to go stealing. The Buddhism empowers you. Buddhist philosophy empowers you. I'm not talking about a religion here. I'm talking about the law and effect. The laws and effect, or the cause and effect, the law of cause and effect. The principles that govern everything. You know, once you understand that, that's it. If you need light, what do? Do you go to the Devala and beg the gods to give you light? You're in a dark room and you need light, what do? You go to the hardware and you buy a bulb. You call the electricity board and you get them to give you a supply, right? And then you put the bulb into the socket and turn the switch on and you have light. Let there be light. And there is light. You can do this because you understand the principle behind how light works, how energy works, how electrical energy can be converted to light energy. You understand this because we learned it at school. See, now you're empowered. You know how light works. You know what is the source of light. So therefore, you don't have to go begging, borrowing, or stealing it. At school, you learned how to make money. At school, you learned how to make ends meet. You went to the driving school and learned how to drive your car. So now you don't have to go borrowing and stealing. That's all you got to do. If you need something, just learn how to get it. That's it. Wouldn't you all agree with me on that? If you want something, just find out how to get it. Just as everyone before you would have got it, we just have to follow the same principles. Because there is no such thing as magic. All there is logic. But when you don't see the logic, you think it's magic. A magician performs a trick, and you look at it in awe, and you go, wow. Have you ever seen the magician do that? At his own tricks. As he holds his handkerchief and pulls it, and there's a rabbit, and then covers it back again, and then pulls it out, and now there's a parrot, you go what? How did you do that? And you pay him money? All the while the magician is thinking, what a donut. How dumb they are. He tricks you. That's why they're called tricks. A trick is a trick because you don't know how it's performed. So why do you allow yourself to be tricked? When we have the great master who's taught us the principles, the philosophy of how everything works, the phenomenon of how everything works. Once you understand how give and get works, you no longer have to go begging at anybody's feet. You don't. But you really enjoy that. If you do, we can talk about something else today. Maybe how, maybe the rabbit and the tortoise race or something like that. Do you enjoy going and begging at someone's feet when you want something? Do you? Do you enjoy going from Devala to Devala? Taking your fruit basket with you? And usually, if you have a note with a higher denomination on the top, those baskets, they tend to be greeted with a smile, and you have received more of a welcome, and the gods look favorably upon you. Well, you think that's what they use in the heavens. 5,000 rupees, notes. So why don't you just put your credit card with the PIN number? And just, appeal to the gods. Gods, just max it out.